digital technology, be it from social media right through to more advanced tech such as AR and VR, we've just seen that as much as COVID-19 has been a horrendous scenario, it's created this quantum leap in terms of demand for technology. Whereas we might have seen over the next 2 to 3 years, the technology, the applications would have continued to grow at a certain rate. Now, all of a sudden, companies are having to say we need to innovate around.
What people's thoughts are about the Zoom fatigue and whether there's going to be a rush when we are let out or whatever. Is there going to be a massive everybody wanting to see each other face to face because they've missed it? And then eventually it'll kind of settle back into actually the face to face isn't needed again? Or do we think that because if it's an easing of lockdown, it'll be more that we are still using Zoom? And different people that I'm speaking to are giving kind of different thoughts, and some people are like, I have no idea, I'm just gonna see what happens.
I think Zoom fatigue is real. A couple of weeks ago I was on Zoom meetings from 7 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was literally like, I can't even speak anymore now. Where if that was face to face, it wouldn't be a problem.
More ability to do business further across the field, so that if you've got a meeting in Bristol, you're not necessarily losing like 2 consultants for us, like for example, for half of a day. It's a lot more effective and efficient in that instance, and I think as soon as maybe that rush does kind of settle down to do I need to do a Zoom call, it's about making it more practical within your own strategy. Again, I think definitely, and for face to face, it kind of, that's where it maybe lends itself, and then thinking it being more agile to what it's going to lend itself more to yourself and to your customers.
In our business model, we've got various different phases that we're going to go through to build it out. But we're actually realising that we can integrate certain things in a lot sooner than what we would have done before, because there's issues and things that are happening right now for us where we can actually go in and make a difference. So even off the research data we've got so far, it's crazy to me because we haven't done a day, but I'm getting paid to do a consultancy call with 300 golf club managers about the data that we've collected just for starting our business, and that's spawned more opportunities.
Putting the analytics first, and I would encourage every business, whatever size they are, to have a look at what the trends are, where the analysis are, where the customers are, and deliver those customers relevant information. Because again, I think the secret here is relevant information on relevant channels using proven information.
You might have done a buyer persona when you first met your client or started your business or whatever it was, but of course their pain points may have completely changed over the last few months. So I suppose it's adapting that and then subsequently adapting your message to them. So their main issues 6 months ago might have been, raising the profit margins and this, that and the other, where now their main issue is just actually staying afloat, so that the whole content of what you've got to put out there towards your customers has changed. So I suppose it goes back to the pretty basic of who was your target market and you're talking to them.
The amount of data businesses have, I find, with the industries I'm embedded in, with obviously transport and also the insurance, because we created and built an insurance company. Now, both the taxi trade, transport trade and the insurance trade hold unbelievable amounts of data that they simply don't use. And now they're all scratching around trying to figure out the value of the data and what they can get from it. We use trends. We see when people want picked up, we staff accordingly. We've got half shifts coming in for staff based around when we know the busy periods are going to be, even down to pay weekend. I can tell you how much percentage rise we're going to see on a pay weekend. Yet the insurance industry have always built itself around, I'm the cheapest, they'll come to me, I'll go on a comparison website. The biggest issue with that is they don't know.
One thing that we're certainly doing is we've planned out with a whole load of our partners what their long-term strategy is and how that changes, and is that building foundations now to make sure that in 5 months, 6 months time, when we forecast the sectors are going to start to return to some form of normal, they're ready for it. We can do that based on search trend data. We might see how many people are searching for something the last 3 months as opposed to this time last year, and it's understanding how you can benefit from what might be a complete change in product. The amount of businesses who have changed their product offering to sell maybe corporate PPE over the last 2 months, it's probably not part of the long-term strategy. They're not still going to be wanting to market and communicate corporate PPE in 12 months' time. So at the moment, we almost have to run two completely separate marketing departments, which need to have the same message. And I think that's where the next couple of weeks are certainly challenging. But as you said, Lee, we've got the data. It's just getting your head into it to understand how we make the most of
coming
that.
Together within a community. I've seen during the lockdown, just this platform here, a lot of businesses and business owners and managers and leaders coming together and sharing advice and strategies. And I think we've got to continue to do that coming out of this lockdown to get stronger and help each other.